Brought to you by Talebot Bedtime Stories, personalized tales for kids.
Nick and Sherbet, the enchanting secret of the Egyptian pyramids. A special bedtime story for Nick. Once upon a time, in a quiet little town, lived a curious boy named Nick. Nick was 5 years old and had a heart full of wonder. He had a best friend, Sherbet the cat, who was always by his side. They were inseparable, and together they embarked on many adventures. One summer, Nick's father told him about their upcoming trip to Egypt, where they would be visiting their family. At first, Nick was filled with excitement, imagining all the wonderful things he could see and do in this ancient land. But as the days went by, his excitement turned into nervousness. He had never been on such a long journey before, and the thought of meeting so many new people made him anxious. The day finally arrived, and Nick and his family boarded the plane to Egypt. Throughout the journey, his father tried to reassure him, telling him stories about the pyramids and the pharaohs. Nick listened intently, but his worries lingered. When they landed in Egypt, the air was warm and filled with the scent of spices. They reached their family's home, a beautiful villa with a garden full of palm trees. Nick's cousins, Amira and Ahmed, were waiting for them with open arms. Amira was the same age as Nick, and Ahmed was a year older. They quickly became friends, and Nick started to feel a little better. The next day, they set off to visit the pyramids. As they approached the ancient structures, Nick felt a sense of awe wash over him. The pyramids stood tall and proud, like guardians of a long-forgotten time. Nick and Sherbet couldn't wait to explore. They followed their guide, an old man named Mustafa, who had a twinkle in his eye and a voice that carried the weight of history. Mustafa told them about the pharaohs and the secrets buried within the pyramids. Nick was fascinated, and his worries started to fade away. Inside the pyramid, it was dark and mysterious. They walked through narrow corridors, feeling the coolness of the stones on their fingertips. Sherbet's eyes glowed in the darkness, guiding them forward. They reached a chamber filled with golden treasures, glittering in the dim light. Nick couldn't believe his eyes. It was like stepping into a dream. But as they were marveling at the treasures, a loud noise echoed through the chamber. The ground started to shake. Nick's heart raced with fear. Mustafa shouted for them to run, and they followed him back to the entrance of the pyramid. Outside, they saw a sandstorm approaching. It was a race against time. They ran as fast as their legs could carry them, holding hands tightly. The wind howled, and the sand whipped their faces. But they didn't give up. They reached safety just in time, panting and covered in sand. Nick looked back at the pyramids, now hidden behind a wall of swirling sand. He felt a mixture of relief and sadness. The pyramids had shown him their beauty and power, but also their unpredictability. As they returned home that evening, Nick couldn't stop thinking about the pyramids. He realized that just like the pyramids, life can be full of surprises. It's okay to be nervous, but sometimes, the most amazing things happen when we step out of our comfort zone. The next day, Nick and Sherbet bid farewell to their new friends. They hugged Amira and Ahmed tightly, promising to stay in touch. Nick had learned an important lesson during his time in Egypt, the importance of family and friendship. He realized that no matter where he went, he would always have his family by his side. Back home, Nick snuggled into bed with Sherbet curled up beside him. He closed his eyes, feeling grateful for the adventure he had experienced. As he drifted off to sleep, he whispered a thank you to the pyramids and promised himself to always embrace the unknown with an open heart. And so, Nick's journey to Egypt became a tale he would cherish forever. The enchanting secret of the Egyptian pyramids had taught him about the wonders of the world and the strength of family and friendship. As he slept, his dreams were filled with the golden treasures and the twinkle in Mustafa's eyes, reminding him of the magic that lies in every corner of this beautiful world. Good night, Nick. Sweet dreams. The end.
Thank you for joining us on this enchanting journey. If you enjoyed tonight's story, remember, the magic doesn't have to end here. Craft your own adventure with Talebot by visiting talebotai.com/create. And as a special treat, use the coupon code TALE99 at checkout to get your bedtime story for just 99 cents, instead of the usual $2.99. Sweet dreams, and until our next tale.